communications for organizing this press conference so that all of us could can come together. This press conference has basically been held, this is the second one, to promote our partners. Last time I talked about what the Brand Magic Summit was all about. So today we will concentrate on the partners. But I'd like to begin with a short story. Women these days are more responsible because they multitask. They work harder than men. There was this lady who came back home one evening, very tired, and wanted to rest. When her 5-year-old daughter came running to her and says, "Mummy, Mummy, come and play with me." She had a bad day in office and she was really fed up. She said, she didn't want to be rude to the child. She said, "Give me some time. I'll come back to you in half an hour." But the daughter kept saying, "No, Mummy, you have got to play with me." The mother was at a loss for words. Then she saw this magazine lying on the table. It had a map of the world. So she tore the page out, tore the page into tiny pieces, put it on the glass table and said, "Daughter, why don't you solve this jigsaw puzzle, and if you can do it, I will come and play with you as long as you like." So she went and sat on the sofa and said, "Okay, now I can relax for another couple of hours." 5 minutes later, the daughter comes and says, "Mama, I've done it." So the mother was shocked. She said, "How is this possible? You couldn't have done it within 5 minutes. This is something I've got to learn from you." So when the mother went, sure enough, the little girl had put the page together and it was the world map. She said, "Daughter, I know I've studied a lot, but I wouldn't have done this. Tell me, how did you do this?" So the girl said, "Very simple, Mama. On the other side of the page, there was a picture of a lady. I put the lady together and the world came together." The Brand Magic Summit is how we came together with all our partners. It happened by magic. Let me take you through the presentation very quickly. We call it the magic of branding because branding to us has always been an enigma. Why do some brands work? Why do some brands fail? What makes a great brand? And I believe that there is some magic in brands working. So we call it the magic of branding. And that's what the whole Brand Magic Summit is all about. Last year we invited 6 international speakers, all experts on branding. This year we've got a second lot, equally good, who will share with us, they'll give us insights of what makes a great brand, what makes a brand tick. And they'll share their experiences. One of the interesting sessions will be on storytelling, which I'll come to at a later stage. As individual speakers, this is Anand Tilak from Facebook. So he'll be talking about storytelling at scale. The buzzword today in the branding world is all about storytelling. It's about engaging with your customer, engaging with your consumer. And the more I read about it, the more I realize that I know simply nothing about brands. Because consumers are no longer called consumers. You don't refer to them as target group anymore. So there's a whole lot of new terminology coming around. This is Dr. Carla Enslin. She heads the Vega School of Branding, and she talked about building a meaningful brand, a proposed model for long-term success. Felix is a known figure in the Mauritian advertising world, won several international awards. So he's going to talk about technology, friend and foe. Leslie is an international speaker, has an office in the UK, but has been very, very successful in the US as well. So she set up an office there. Her company is called Walking Tall, and she's going to talk about stand out from the crowd. Since Leslie is here, we're also running 2 workshops, one on the 11th, which is more about brand me, why do personal brands work, and the other one is a power practice, how to walk the talk. For those in the advertising world, in films you have the Oscars. For the advertising world you have what is called the Gold Lions. Every year at Cannes you have the Cannes Film Festival. It starts from the 21st of June to the 27th. I'm the Cannes Ambassador for Nepal. The most creative work in the world is given what is called the Cannes Gold Lions. And the people who organize this festival is called the Lions Festival, and this is Philip Thomas, who is the CEO. Just to give you a brief idea, when we organize conferences, we are lucky to get 300, 400 participants. But at the Cannes Awards, last year it was 14,000. The 14,000 delegates, this year they're expecting around 16,000. So they're soon going to outgrow Cannes because they don't have any space. As I said, the interesting bit is the panel discussions. This going to be storytelling in branding. Moderator is Bharat Avalani. Bharat is the former director of Unilever. He used to look after 8 countries. We have Mitrajit Bhattacharya, the publisher and CEO of Chitralekha Group, which is one of the largest publication groups in Maharashtra. Mitrajit is also a watch expert known as a horologist, and he organizes the International Watch Awards. Now, because he hosts the show, all the watch companies, whether it's a Dagger, a Tissot, or Philip, they invite him to their offices. He's been all around the world, and based on his experiences, like say for example, he was invited by Breitling. All of us think that Breitling only has watches. It owns one of the largest fleet of fighter aircraft in the world, which I don't think any of you know about it. So he was put on this flight, and he said we crossed the sound barrier. He's put together all his experiences in a book called Life Money Can't Buy. Because he said that even if I had the money, I would never have been able to buy that experience. So he's put together this book. The book will be available on sale, and Mitrajit will share some of his interesting stories, and he will talk more about luxury branding, because the kind of watch awards which he does is huge. One of the most successful stories in Mauritius in terms of rebranding has been the Nayad Group, which is now rebranded as Lux. Julian will share some stories. He's from the hospitality industry, so we've asked him to come and share some stories. This is the book of Mitrajit, which will be on sale, Life Money. It's a beautiful book. If you get the opportunity, you should pick up one. Our creative partner Creads is not here, unfortunately. They had to go for a client meeting. But one of the reasons for this press conference is last year we had Mauritius Post launch a special commemorative cover. So this year we said let's up the ante. We decided to launch the first brand book, called it the Brand Book Mauritius. This will contain about 27 to 28 articles by leading international experts. There will be case studies. It will be something like a reference guide. Each delegate to the Brand Magic Summit will get a copy, including all the sponsors and partners. I'd like to invite Annette. The other reason we had this press conference is we wanted to announce the top 10 brands of Mauritius. TNS Analysis, they'll talk later about how they conducted the research. We're all very eager to know. We have a lot of global brands, whether it's a Samsung or an Apple or a Toshiba, Mitsubishi. We wanted to find out which are the top Mauritian brands. So TNS did the study. Mauritius Glass Gallery were kind enough to design the trophy. And it can come up and show our sponsors, partners and the press what the trophy looks like.
Be sure it's the
So this is what the top 3 brands of Mauritius will get. Because of time limitations, we can only give it to the top 3. We'll announce the top 10. The other 7 will get certificates and income. And I'd like to say a few words about how you designed the trophy.
Actually, it's our creative has designed it, and he got very much inspired by the whole rationale we had behind the Brand Magic Summit, and so it was people's entirely who wants the honor of having designed it.
Thanks, Anit.
And obviously the main base is recycled glass, but this is our main core values of our business, so it is recycled glass.
Thank you. I told you the story about putting the lady together and the world comes together. As I said, branding is all about magic, and we were very fortunate magic happened to get all these partners together. And I'll demonstrate to you how the magic happened. I have here 3 ropes: green, red and yellow. Assuming that these are partners, I don't have 21 ropes, so I'm just taking a shortcut. So what I'm doing is I'm just tying the ends together. The last one. So instead of 21, I'm just using a sample of 3 strands of rope which I've tied into 3 circles. But the magic happens when you all come together and say Brand Magic Summit. Okay, to concentrate on our partners, some of you all have not been able to make it, some of our partners, but those who are here, we'll be happy to hear you share your reason of why you connected with the Brand Magic Summit and why you think it was. Is anybody here from Sentinel? Like to say a few words? Denny couldn't make it, unfortunately, because he has to travel. So if they're not here, we'll just skip on. Samsung, Naveen, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah.
This is Naveen Preeti, the CEO of Samsung.
Well, good morning, everybody, and thanks. I knew somewhere you were a magician. I got to see it today. Thanks, Ravi, for making us part of this journey. I think it's a great initiative. Last year we saw the results, the great first Brand Magic Summit. Last year we were not a sponsor, and this year we're very keen to be sponsor based on what we saw last year. When you're talking about brands, Samsung, you may know, is one of the most admired brands in the world, globally, across all segments. We are pretty, we are well known. So it was pretty natural for us to be part of this adventure, and we are very proud to be associated with the Brand Magic Summit. Just quickly, based on what you mentioned about Breitling, I just want to quickly mention about Samsung. Many people only know Samsung as electronics company, makers of nice smartphones and TVs and fridges and consumer electronics. But Samsung is much more than just this. Samsung is one of the biggest builders of ships in the world. Is maker of garments. Is into medical industry. We make, for example, medical equipment. We're into finance. We are into you name it, right? So it's a chaebol from South Korea, and we are present in Mauritius for the last 5 years and going pretty strong, I must say. So thank you, and proud to be associated with this initiative.
Thank you. One stupid question which I'd like to ask each one of you all, or let's see, anybody can answer this. In which business is McDonald's in? Which business is McDonald's in? Any answers?
Food and leisure.
Food? Okay, he says food. Any other answers? Is McDonald's in the food business?
Toys.
McDonald's is not in the food business.
Toys.
No.
No?
McDonald's is in the real estate business. As of last year, August 2015, their net assets were worth $28.4 billion. If you look at any McDonald's outlet, it'll always be at a prime location and they command premium rates. So most of McDonald's money doesn't come by flipping burgers. They get their money through real estate. And this question was asked by Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, when he asked the MBA students, what business do you think McDonald's is in? And all of them said, burgers. So when you read about brands, there is something new you learn every time. Like I never knew that Samsung was also into ships. Our printing partner's character, unfortunately, they are also not here today. Logos production. Anything to say? Or you want to do a double role today?
We are proud to be part of this big event. And just show the story of Logos production and growing the business of the future. We have two companies, Logos Publicity and Logos Production, starting in 1989. And we have quite a long track record. Maybe you can go to our YouTube channel to see all the what you have done for the more than 20 years. And I think this conference will be a point of view. I mean, I think there's a misconception in this country about branding, real branding, which is not necessarily associated with the brand or with. I think it's from what is for the last conference and what will be done this year. I think people will have a good idea of what branding really is. I think, I mean, for the professionals also, sometimes we mix issues concerning branding also, and for the professionals that are supposed to be in this business. I think it's the right time to just to go beyond what has been said on branding for this country as well. Embarking on new era, on sophistication and else. Also, being the secretary of Association of Communication Agency, also to hats. We are also proud of being part of this big event also, and I think we'll have some working sessions, our members with the speakers. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next partner is TNS Analysis. It's up to Natalie.
Good morning. First of all, thank you, Ramin, for giving us the opportunity to be partner of this Brand Magic Summit. It's an honor, and we are very pleased to give you the right information to, we hope, make some brands happy. Je vais passer au français, juste pour rappeler en fait que TNS Analysis, en fait, le cœur de notre métier, c'est d'aider les marques à devenir irrésistibles, irresistible brand, à travers la recherche et évidemment le conseil, notamment les marques mauriciennes, mais également les marques internationales qui ont besoin aussi de s'adapter au contexte local et aussi régional, puisqu'on ne travaille pas uniquement à Maurice, mais aussi à Madagascar, Réunion, Seychelles, Mayotte et depuis très peu de temps avec le réseau TNS en Afrique. Donc la marque est partout et la marque mauricienne a évidemment, comme nous l'espérons, comme objectif de se développer dans la région, mais aussi de se développer sur le continent africain, voire plus loin. Donc nous, on a vraiment pris le pari d'accompagner les marques pour qu'elles deviennent le véritable atout de l'exportation mauricienne. C'est vraiment notre motto. Donc pour parler de notre participation et peut-être I can speak about the study. Okay. Donc pour remettre le award, on a donc réalisé une étude auprès d'un échantillon national de Mauriciens. L'objectif évidemment c'est de définir quels sont les top Mauritian brands, quelles sont les marques préférées, les marques mauriciennes préférées des Mauriciens. Donc on aura évidemment un classement qui nous permettra de remettre les awards, mais pas seulement. On a aussi essayé de résoudre certaines questions, de comprendre certaines questions. Qu'est-ce que pour le public mauricien qu'une marque mauricienne? quelle est l'essence d'une marque mauricienne, pourquoi une marque est mauricienne et l'autre pas. On a eu des surprises et on les partagera lors du sommet. Évidemment, qu'est-ce qui fait que le Mauricien va préférer une marque mauricienne à une autre? Est-ce que le fait d'être mauricien est un atout ou n'est pas un atout? Donc voilà, en très rapide, les éléments qui seront discutés pendant la présentation au Brand Summit et qui permettront aussi de remettre des awards. J'espère que ce sera qu'un début, que d'autres marques se battront pour rendre leur marque irrésistible et évidemment avoir les awards les années suivantes. Donc c'est une compétition, mais je crois une saine compétition dont Maurice avait bien besoin. Voilà.
Okay, Air Mauritius is not here, so Cocoon, anybody from Grace? Okay. Sheffer, I just spoke to Jason, unfortunately he couldn't make it. But what Sheffer has now offered is that for each delegate who comes and signs up for the Brand Magic Summit will get a Sheffer pen. So what will happen is when you register, you will get half a pen. There will be a Sheffer stall here. You have to go show half your pen and collect the other half.
Get the cup and
You wanted to make it a little interactive. Cyril has already spoken about the ACA. Cyril, thank you so much. Alexander Mann, Clifton is here. They were responsible in putting together the Brand Magic Summit website. They've really worked hard. Clifton.
So it's a real pleasure to be part of this Brand Magic Summit. And we were participating as only still last year, and we saw that it was very interesting. That's why this year I really wanted to be part of this rebranding. That's why I contacted him and proposed our services. Our core business mainly is in web design and web development. As you all know for now, web development and all which is branding strategy or visual identity is also based on what you put on the net. And that's why we wanted just to put forward our service to contribute to the success of the Brand Magic Summit.
Thanks. One lesson I wanted to share with you is we'd never heard of Alexander Mann Media. I suddenly get a call one day and said, look, we'll be interested to work with you. And I believe in life also, same with brands, there are certain decisions you take which is purely emotional, it's impulsive. There was something about Clifton which is very appealing. We straight away signed without checking anything. And it worked beautifully. Clifton, thank you very much. Beyond communication? Yes.
Et donc je travaille pour l'agence par exemple.
Donc oui, je représente l'agence Beyond Communications. Donc on est effectivement, comme chacun d'entre vous en tant que partenaire, très fiers de pouvoir participer dans cette seconde édition du Brand Magic Summit. Alors c'est un événement qui tient beaucoup à cœur à notre agence parce que on est une jeune agence, c'est une agence qui existe depuis 2013. Et on a justement au sein de notre agence un département qui s'occupe particulièrement de tout ce qui est branding, stratégie de branding, et on accompagne justement les entreprises mauriciennes désireuses de capitaliser sur leur marque. Et donc on est très content de participer à cet événement parce que ce qui permet justement de comprendre le développement d'une marque pour la rendre pérenne, et c'est ce que nous essayons de faire en tout cas au quotidien avec nos clients. Et dans le concret, pour cette seconde édition, nous aurons l'honneur d'accompagner le sommet dans tout ce qui est relations presse, un des pôles de notre agence, donc de relayer cet événement dans la presse et que les journaux et les médias sociaux puissent communiquer de la bonne façon sur cet événement. Voilà.
Who's a veteran? Most of the big functions, the first name that comes up is Delhi.
Thank you. I'm glad to be associated with the Brand Summit Madrid. And its division exists since 25 years now. And as you said, we have been associated with both of the big events in Mauritius. And our challenge is always the creativity and innovation. And that's what we made it for Brand Summit.
Thanks.
2009, we quite growing now, and it's an honor to be among all the veterans and very celeb brands that we have here in Mauritius and even internationally. Our main objective of participating as the partner here is to capture the best moment so that in a future Brand Magic Summit we can use those photos and we can use those moments for storytelling. Thank you.
Dilesh, without a thought, collected about 300,000 rupees, flew to Kathmandu, contacted a friend of his, and helped set up temporary shelters for the earthquake victims. So that is Dilesh for you, and that's how we got connected. Dilesh, thank you so much. And thanks so much for all your help and support. And they really put an effort to design the trophy. Would you like to say anything more?
Unless there's any questions. But it's actually quite an interesting, for us as a Mauritian brand, it's going to be quite interesting also the analysis coming out of the students. Yeah, so we're looking forward to that. Even though ours is not necessarily involved, but I think it's a great initiative.
There's another the local brand which has just been registered, My Chauffeur, who we tied up with, and My Chauffeur, sorry. Like to say to you?
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Rocky, for allowing us to be part of the Brand Summit. As you mentioned, we are a very young brand. We are a very young company. We just celebrated our first year in December 2015. We are part of the RH Group, mostly known as Ozzy Transport. The company has not been incorporated yet. It will be incorporated next month. But we have been in operation since December 2014, as I mentioned to you. Amongst the services that we offer the services of the chauffeur you can hire to go on any occasions. We also offer escort service. We also offer boat service in case you want to go partying. We also offer services to transport children to the schools, and also students on the university. In the next couple of months, we'll be training our drivers for one of the most important training academy in the world. They will be offering trainings such as defensive driving, fuel efficiency, road safety, etiquette to all our drivers. Amongst the drivers that this academy has trained is the Prime Minister of the UK, driver the Sultan of Brunei. So we are going a step further with My Chauffeur in the next coming months. So thank you, Ravi, once again for allowing us to be with our president. Thank you.
Thanks. If you notice, most of our partners from last year are there with us again. Same with our next partner, Quantum. It has been a quantum leap of faith. How we discovered them was Bhavna was searching through the net and this name came up and it said, quantum physics lover and wine. So he said, this is a very interesting combination. So I called up and that one phone call, we've been friends, Sophie and Cred. Anything you want to do with social media, they are the best. If you go to our Facebook page, the Facebook report also says, earlier it used to be you get a response within 4 minutes. But now because of the workload, it's gone up to 1 hour. But anything posted on Facebook, Quantum takes responsibility, they respond very rapidly. Trent, you like to say a few words?
I think my voice is strong enough. I hope it won't be shouting. Okay, so first of all, I would like to say thanks a lot, Ravin, thanks for Ravin and his team in Mind Initiative to create and bring to life Brand Magic Summit. And thank you for having Quantum as a partner, as a happy partner for the second year. I think that the Brand Magic Summit is unique, and I know that everyone says that their summits are unique, but I think that this one is unique in the sense that if you would want to see any one of the speakers from last year or from this year, you would need to fly around the world to meet them. And Mind Initiative, through the Brand Magic Summit, brings all of the speakers in one stage, in one day, to Mauritius. And I think it's outstanding, and I think it's a very big opportunity for any business owner, CEO, marketer, advertising, PR, anyone that is in the business of business. Quantum is a communication company which put emphasis on online marketing and brand content management, copywriting. We say today that if your product, in general, if your product, even if it's the best product in the world, if people don't know about it, it doesn't exist. And in today's world, in the context of today, if it's not online, it doesn't exist. Because I don't know if you notice, but people are like this all the time with their phones and their tablets and their laptops. So everyone is online all the time. And this is what we do. We bring businesses online. We put them out there, whether they're small, medium, or big businesses. Not only through social media, but through other channels like search campaigns and email marketing and creating content, anything that is related to online, internet, and its byproduct, Quantum is doing. Basically that's it, and that's what we're doing for Brand Magic Summit, is bringing it to live online. So we're very excited, and we're happy to work with this long list of partners and sponsors. And thank you.
Thanks, Fred. Your third generation yeses. That's called generation screens. Everybody's looking at big screens. Look at this. Our next partner is Radio One. Gary is here. Gary, let us say something.
Bonjour à tous, Gary pour Radio One. Alors l'idée de participer au Brand Summit pour nous relève plus dans l'apprentissage. On est une très jeune compagnie, 14 ans c'est rien dans une vie d'une boîte, et on est en processus de refaire notre image. On lance très prochainement notre site web. On revoit, grâce à quelques idées données dans un échange avec Quantum, pour relancer notre communication. On n'est pas seulement dans la commercialisation de l'info, mais derrière, dans le fond, une radio, c'est la vente de l'émotion, provoquer de l'émotion, que ce soit à travers le rire, les larmes, ou des infos un peu plus sérieuses, que ce soit au niveau de la politique ou au niveau social. C'est l'esprit dans lequel Radio One essaie d'évoluer. Et à travers le Brand Summit, nous aussi, nous allons apprendre, découvrir, rencontrer les gens qui évoluent dans ce milieu et qui seront certainement très bénéfiques pour notre société. Et c'est un très grand plaisir d'y participer.